What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Rudy, and I thought I'd do something a little different for this video. I guess you could say I feel bad, I really feel bad about something, and I want to find a unique way to get my apology out and also get feedback on if I did something wrong. So, as you can see here, this is me. Well, at least the drawn version of me, I'm not the best artist out there, but this is me. I think I'm a good guy, but I think I make mistakes as well. And for this specific mistake, I actually feel pretty bad about it. So let's move on to the person that I want to apologize to, the person who I'm going to be speaking about in this video. Here she is. Let's call her Lisa. Yeah, Lisa, that sounds about right. Lisa and I actually were pretty active YouTube users, right? We both have our own channels. One of the places where we're most active is on the video of one of our favorite YouTubers. His name is Kev on Stage. So Lisa and I are pretty active in the comment section. We kill in the comment section. I honestly, when I go in there, I'm normally just trying to be as funny as possible, say the craziest thing that I could say and make people laugh. That's what I like to do. And she's kind of the same way. So back then, I didn't really know who she was or anything, but I noticed that she was really funny. And she used to really crack me up. And if there's one thing I like about a female, it's a female that can make me laugh. And I'm talking genuine, belly, trying really hard to hold in your farts kind of laughter, you know what I mean? And she did that. And I found it pretty amazing. So, I'm going to admit, I went and I stalked her YouTube page. That's something that I normally do, just to see if she had any videos. And if so, I would have subscribed to her channel. That's something that I do fairly often with everybody. So I ended up subscribing. I ended up going to her page, and she had a video on there that was kind of asking about, what tips, what should you do if you want to get involved in if you want to make YouTube videos. So, I went on there and I put in a comment, give her tips, let her know what I do when I'm doing YouTube videos, and then the comments. The comments kind of grew. We were just going back and forth, and we would just chat. At first, we were actually talking about the video and ways to help her out, and then from there, it just kind of moved on to other stuff. And so, up to now, she thinks that I was just trying to, pull a slick line to see if I can get a Facebook. But I was having issues when I was talking to her on Facebook. On YouTube, and I kept getting, my messages kept getting deleted. So I was like, look, can I just add you on Facebook and I'll talk to you on there? So I ended up doing that. From Facebook, I hated the fact that I always had to be on Facebook to actually speak to her. So I eventually got her to install WhatsApp. You guys used to talk on WhatsApp all the time. And then we ended up going onto Skype. Now, video chat is like the pinnacle of communicating with somebody outside of actually talking to them in real life. So I thought that was pretty cool that somebody that I had actually met online, I kind of developed a friendship with them, and now I got to speak to them face to face. The only problem is that I lived on the East Coast and she lived on the West Coast. So the time was always kind of messed up, and it led to a lot of late nights, a lot of long nights, and even longer days. Jesus be a large double coffee, man. I was feeling it some days, but it was cool though. We always used to tease each other that the other person was, they had that thirst. That's what we used to call it. And the thirst was just our way of saying that, one of us liked the other one, but nobody actually really said it. But our actions kind of showed it. So we used to, she always used to say, oh, you always kind of begging me to come on Skype and blah, 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 which I did from time to time, because I actually really like talking to her, I'll admit it. And I prefer, to talk to her on Skype rather than typing all the time on instant messenger. So, we actually spent a lot of time talking. We talked about topics, all kinds of topics, like, Kev on Stage's channel, his videos, work, family, friends, health, that kind of thing. We also talked about being a fatty in a skinny person's world, because I'm a really big guy, and she was a plus size girl as well, so we had that bond, quote unquote. So it was cool. And we also used to talk about, like, go back and forth about, like, wigs and weave and all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm not really against wigs or weave. I just think that they're kind of unnecessary. I don't understand why women go through all that, but that's up to you. But we used to go back and forth about that. The thing is that as much as I liked talking to her about a lot of stuff, there was also things that I disliked as well. And honestly, like, as things kind of moved on, some of these things that would happen pretty much turned me off and kind of ruined our friendship, or the friendship that I had with her. So one of those things was her always referring to herself about having a box shape. Now, when she first said it, I used to find it hilarious. But it almost got to the point where she talked about it all the time, like, it's almost like she was obsessing about it a little bit, and it stopped being funny after a while. I mean, I definitely have my body issues, and there's times when I really feel uncomfortable, in my skin, and I try to work on it. I'm trying to go to the gym and that sort of thing, but at the same time, I try not to make my size like a huge issue. Like, it is what it is, and if I get smaller, I get smaller. If I don't, I don't. But I'm trying to work on it. But I leave other people out of it. But I felt that she was really obsessing about it, and it really started to get to me after a while. Another thing was she stalked my Facebook when we first got to know each other, which is fine. I expected that. That's why you have a Facebook profile, so people can go and look at your pictures. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem was that, like, kind of early on when we were talking, she started talking about my brother and his wife and his kid, and this is before I even mentioned him to her. That really freaked me out. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you just don't do that. You know what I mean? You could stalk all the profiles you want, but you don't start talking about the people's profiles if they haven't even brought them up, right? It was really, really strange, and I told her, like, that's kind of crazy. Like, you need to ease up on that. But on top of that, she started talking about my ex, and my ex is, firstly, right now, like, she's a really good friend of mine. We still talk and hang out to this day. She's into fashion. She's got a fashion blog and stuff. And so Lisa used to refer to her as the fashion guru, and just called her Guru for short. The first few times she mentioned her, I didn't mind so much, but it's as it became a continuous thing. Like, she used to mention her all the time. No matter what topic we brought up, she'd bring up, oh, what did Guru do? Why did she think? Did you and Guru do this? Did you and Guru do that? I'm like, why are you so obsessed with talking about my ex? I don't know why she did that, but she did. And that right there in and of itself was like a huge turn off for me, and is one of the main reasons why I reached a point where I didn't want to talk to her anymore. All right, so we were talking about, I mentioned that we talked about religion. That was one of the things we talked about. She's very active in the church. I am not really about that church life anymore. Like, when I was younger, when I was in high school, before that, I was really actively involved in the church. So that's why people like Kev on Stage's channel, I love going there, because I could relate. I understand the humor, I understand all the church struggles, and I tend to also attract people in life who are in the church. I mean, because it's just people you're gonna bump into, and I understand what they're all about, because I've lived that life before, But we always used to have this joke about stumbling. That's her way of saying, doing something that's gonna cause you to, like, mess up your Christian walk, sort of thing. So we just called it stumbling. But it got to the point where, I found talking to her stopped being interesting because, okay, I gotta be careful what I say because I don't want to make you stumble, or if I'm talking to her on Skype, she'll be like, oh, I better put on something that's not so tight or not so revealing because I don't want to make you stumble. I don't want to be the one that causes you to stumble. She also used to show me these fashion vlogs and stuff, and she told me about Gugu Atkins, who's like Mary's sister or whatever. Thick and precious, voluptuous woman. She always used to keep bringing up, oh, Gugu this, Gugu that, blah, blah, blah. Once again, I gotta stop talking about it because, I don't want to make you stumble, with lust and everything. And she used to say this all the time. And once again, after a while, things stopped being funny. She was also trying to get me to, listen to sermons that they had at the church or Bible studies and that sort of thing. I mean, which is cool. If I understand you want to share the word of God and everything, and that's fine. But I mean, if somebody is not really too interested in doing it, like, just let it be. All these things, and it was other stuff, but those are kind of the main things. After a while, I really was starting to lose. I was starting to lose interest. And I was honestly just starting to get annoyed, and frustrated with talking with her. So I do what any guy does when stuff starts getting unpleasant. I try to distance myself from the situation, slowly, maybe one day I won't hit her up as fast as I normally do. Next thing you know, I don't talk to her for, half a day, then I don't talk to her for a full day, don't talk to her for a couple of days. And of course, this brought on a lot of questions, is everything okay? Why are you acting weird? I haven't spoken to you in forever. Why am I always the first one to start the conversation? And just kind of kept on going like that. There's always more questions. And even once or twice I tried to kind of explain to her how I felt, but I didn't really let on exactly how annoyed I was, I tried to still be friends with her, but at the end of the day, the fact of the matter is that I just wasn't happy at all, I wasn't happy I'm happy in general in life, but as far as she was concerned, I felt like I was really just wasting my time, like, talking to her, because I didn't really want to speak to her anymore. I kind of reached that point, but I didn't really know how to say it. And, I thought about it, and then one day, I was just like, you know what? That's it, man. I can't do this no more. And I pulled the trigger. I blocked her on Skype, blocked her on WhatsApp, deleted her off of Facebook, and she was actually asking me, what happened, why did you delete me, what's going on, like, what's the deal? And I just didn't answer, I just stayed quiet. I never spoke to her after that. And I have a heart, what I did seemed really cold-blooded, but at the end of the day, I have a heart, and I felt really bad about it. I never really told her how I felt. I never tried to reach out to her, but I honestly did feel bad. I'm actually going to send her this. I'm going to send a link to this video when I get the chance. She made a video about it, and then she deleted it. I don't know why, but I guess she just wanted to have it up long enough so she could see it, and I could see how she felt, and that's fine. Definitely not mad at her for doing that. But I guess at the end of the day, I learned that, truth goes above all. You know what I mean? You don't try to bottle all your feelings up on the inside, and don't, keep them to yourself. I mean, if you feel a certain way, just be man enough and just be woman enough to just get it out. Be honest about it. Don't be rude about it, but be honest about it and move forward. I didn't do that. And this situation, basically, like, I just held it in until I ended up doing something stupid. You know, it could have been like a much better way of handling this, but this is how it turned out. But I guess the question that I want to ask is, was that wrong? You know, did I go about this the wrong way? Should I have approached this better? And do you think that her actions were kind of do you think her actions were wrong as well? I want to know. I want to get people's feelings on this. You know, so leave your comments in the comment section below. And, you know, let me know how you feel. Also, make sure you rate and subscribe. And guess what? Your boy's going to be back with another video sometime soon. 2015, I know I've started off a little slow, but I'm going to try to pick things up. This is your boy, Riddy. Big up to all my new subscribers out there. I do it for you guys. All right? Take it easy, yo. Peace.